Hi there, welcome to Terrorland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Libra energy. Unlike usual on this channel, we're going to do two rows. The top row we refer to as high vibe Libra energy. The bottom row, a more worldly, shadowy Libra energy. Because we all have our dualistic nature of free will and we have to make decisions in our life. And some people could be struggling within themselves right now. The high vibe energy can represent wanting to feel more balance within yourself. Maybe live your life in a way that's more aligned with your truth. If you feel like the way you've been living your life is not quite aligned with your truth, and we all go through life and we view life differently at different times in life, and we come into contact with all these different people to help us get more clear about what our truth is and what it isn't. And we heal, we grow, we mature, we look at life differently over time. But some people could be struggling because if we move forward in life differently, we won't be living life the way we were, we won't be viewing life the way we were, maybe won't be acting the way we used to act. And then there might be people in our life that won't be moving forward with us in that energy. And that could be a struggle and a problem. But there's going to be some people that are moving forward in life differently. They're done with the debate. They have decided, I am ready to step forward in life differently. I view life differently. And when they do, there's going to be some people in their life that won't be moving forward in life differently. So sometimes those people wish us well. Sometimes those people are mad. So the more worldly, shadowy energy can be people who might be more caught up in themselves or the things of the world or their fear or their insecurity or their pride or their ego. And everybody lives life until they learn the lessons that are meant to learn. And if they're willing to get out of their more worldly, egoic nature, to be a student of life, to be willing to step out of their comfort zone and face their fears, to do life differently, they will. But we all do that at different periods of time in our life. And everybody has free will to live their life whatever way they want. We just need to see the truth. Sometimes we're in mismatched relationships, and what we think is just and fair is different than what they think is just and fair. So the reason for the top rose reading is the stork, Aries energy, kind of ready to take flight, step out of your comfort zone, give birth to something new. The reason for the reading in the bottom row is the fish, Pisces energy, which can be we're still enjoying life the way we're living it. There could be people that we love. There was people we wanted to have a dream come into reality with. Some people we might think might try to confuse people about the truth of who they are. Might be caught up in the illusion of themselves or the world. Let's go look at the bottom row first. We have the disconnection, seduction, the tunnel, and Virgo. The feminine figures in tarot can represent how we think and feel. So this one says detached, alienation, indifference, reluctance, no interest, dissatisfied, missed opportunities, self-absorbed. So in our more worldly, shadowy energy, we can be a little bit more about ourselves, our lazy nature, our impulsive nature, prideful, indulgent, wanting to be indulged, want to go indulge in these things of the world, make the things of the world like status or ego or image or lust or greed more important in our life. And some people are seduced by that. The tunnel card is Capricorn energy. Some particularly could have been seduced by a Capricorn, but they could have been just seduced by their own Capricorn, Virgo nature of the world. My long-term goal and what I think will make me happy is to invest my time, energy, and effort into having status or image or money and materialism or just indulgence. And we could know some people who their long-term goal is to maybe make their life just more about the world and investing in those things. High vibe energy is also about being more independent, and some people are kind of more caught up in group think, following the crowd a little bit, could have people in their life, and if those people don't live life differently, they're not willing to live life differently and be more independent of them. High vibe energy is seeing the truth. I'm my own individual. I have my own unique dreams, interests. I don't want to make my life more about conforming to the world. where let conforming to the world and maybe being caught up in the illusion of the world, that I have to live my life the way certain other people are living their life for them to like me or value me or appreciate my worth and value. High vibe people want to go live their authentic life, being authentically themselves. I wish everybody peace, love, and joy, but I'm my own individual. And some people don't want to be more independent in the world. And it can be more about conforming to the world and making my life about what they think other people want them to make their life about. So let's go look at the top row. We have past life ring, which is Taurus energy, which is our philosophy of life. We all grow up in the world. We all get caught up in the illusion of the world. You know, the world tells us we should make our life about these things, and this is what's most important, and this is how people will view you if you do these certain things, and it's based on what you look like and what you wear, and you should get in this type of job to have status and image. Don't do the career field that you'd really love. All those kind of things is what Taurus energy can talk about. And we've all aligned with the world at a time in our life because we grow up in the world and it gets impressed upon us that that's how we should live our life. And maybe it isn't about being more authentic and being more creative and inspired. And the stork is Aries energy, being more bold and brave and confident and living your more authentic life. And some people did that, but in their Gemini energy, which is about what our truth is and what we love, Gemini is a dualistic sign. What is my truth? Some people, I love myself and I believe in my dreams, and I don't want to make my life about the world or just about myself or creating an illusion in the world. I want deep, meaningful relationships. And that's my truth. The Thoughts card reminds me of the King of Swords. And then in the Rider card, which is Aquarius energy, which is about our dreams, my dream is different. You know, I know people in my life who they're all about themselves or all about indulging in certain things that they think will make them happy, making their life all about these things of the world. And if that's how they want to live their life, that's fine. But if that's not my truth, I can be friends with them. I can have them in my family. But if my truth is, you know, high vibe energy is about giving birth to new things. More worldly, shadowy energy can be repeating an old pattern. Like, how do we ever give birth to new things if everybody keeps repeating old patterns? And we grew up in families where people viewed life a certain way, lived life a certain way. But just because they lived life that way, viewed life that way, is that my truth? I am my own individual. I have my own unique talent, skills, and interests. I have my own dreams. And maybe I knew people who made their life more about these things of the world, but I've kind of seen through the illusion of it. I don't want to make my life just about those things or just to be in a relationship out of my fear or my insecurity or my codependency. I want to live my truth. But I also, the masculine figures in tarot can talk about us taking action in the world. Some people right now are just thinking about it, and in order to really live their dream and give birth to something new, they would have to speak their truth. And for some people, that can be a stumbling block. And some of you, as you're moving forward, some people might try to stop you from really pursuing your dreams and continuing on your journey because they would like to be in a relationship with you. But why? And you'll have to, you know, maybe listen to your intuition and communicate with people. Gemini is about communication. The King of Swords is about communication. You know, what drives and motivates you? What's your dream? How do you envision things moving forward? And if you think they want you to repeat this old pattern, you know, they could be attracted to you. Maybe some other things they went to go pursue with people who were more about the world. That relationship didn't work out. And so now it's like, well, now I want to be in a relationship with you. It's like, but that really is the truth of who you are. and your truth isn't moving forward, looking at life from a higher perspective, stepping outside your comfort zone, letting love and intuition guide you. You kind of are more caught up in either yourself or living more from your mind than your heart or conforming to the world, and that's not my truth. And there could be other people who you will meet or who could be communicating with you and that you could be communicating with. And their truth is, I am on the same page as you. And I have looked at life from a higher perspective. And shadowy energy can kind of be more tipped out of balance. And the opposite zodiac sign of Libra is Aries. Where is it? Over here. Aries energy. We go off in life to learn these lessons, and sometimes we're more tipped out of balance in our Libra energy, being more motivated and inspired to live from our mind and do what seems just and fair, get in relationships because it seems just and fair, it makes logical, practical sense. But what about being balanced between our Libra and our Aries energy, where it's being creative and inspired and bold and brave and confident and making decisions, good decisions in our life, and when we have to make decisions that affect other people, that we take those people into consideration. But some people are tipped out of balance, and it is maybe more about them. They have this way of viewing life. You should view life like they view life. This makes logical, practical sense. It's like, but I might be more balanced between my Libra and my Aries energy. I'm not as caught up in these things of the world that you are. And I want a balance of both. Yes, I want stability and security and have these certain things in my life, but I also want inspiring, authentic, loving relationships. And that might not be what you do. It can be, some people can be more about creating the illusion that it's love, but they're not bold and brave enough to really do love, and be more balanced within themselves. The stork card kind of reminds me of the Empress energy, which is Libra Taurus energy, about what do we think is just and fair? What's our philosophy of life? Is it more about indulgence, indulging ourselves, being indulged, making our life more about money and materialism? Or is it about being like a high vibe person who's like a spiritual leader in the world? High vibe Aries is being a true leader in the world, where you are balanced, you have learned all these lessons, you are making good decisions in your life, and good decisions that affect, when it affects other people. And it is being more balanced, not tipped out of balance, not living more from your mind than your heart, being balanced between your mind and your heart. Being inspired to give birth to new things instead of repeating an old pattern and staying in your comfort zone. And I think as you're moving forward, you're also communicating to people your truth. Some of those people could have communicated with you, will communicate with you. You could talk, but some of those people will turn their back to moving forward with you because that's not quite where they're at right now. They might not, they could be moving forward in their own relationship like that. That's high vibe. And so they can't move forward with you to create that dream with you, because why would you get rid of one high vibe relationship to get in another high vibe relationship? But some people, it might cause them to pause. Are the people I'm moving forward with, why am I in a relationship with them? Why are they in a relationship with me? Are we repeating an old pattern? Are we kind of caught up in illusion? Do we have the same dream? Is what we want to kind of give birth to in the world on the same page, or is it not? Would I look like a shining star moving forward with those people? But are they someone who presents themselves as harnessing high vibe Libra energy, but they might be more about themselves, might be kind of controlling, looks like a boss in the world. If I were to move forward with them, I'd look like a boss. Is that why they're in the relationship with me? And it could cause some people who communicate with you, people you communicate, it can make everybody stop and pause to really think about what their truth is. Do I have hope and faith and belief in my dreams? Have I kind of gotten caught up in myself or the world or these things? Am I in deep, meaningful relationships, or is it kind of more superficial and shallow? Are we going to give birth to anything new? Are we going to keep repeating an old pattern over and over and over? And if the people who are motivated and inspired to get clear about what their truth is, look at life from a higher perspective, tap into their more bold, brave, confident nature, to be willing to step out of their comfort zone. And then high vibe Aquarius is kind of willing to step outside of societal norms to bring needed change to the world. I can keep doing what I've been doing. I can keep making my life about these things. I can keep creating an illusion. I can keep kind of indulging myself in the world, and by worldly standards, it might look very victorious and successful. But is it my truth? Am I willing to speak my truth? Am I willing to stand up for what I believe in? Am I willing to step outside my comfort zone to do love? You know, sometimes we can want to repeat an old pattern because we know how to do that life. But to move forward in life differently, we do have to let kind of love and intuition be what guides us. And some people will be willing to do that. Some people won't be willing to do that. Some people could, some kind of more worldly, shadowy people could be in relationships with other loving people, kind of like a mismatched relationship. And they're trying to control them in a relationship to keep them right there. Like, let's create the illusion we're willing to do something different and give birth to a dream, but let's just stay right here because I don't really maybe have hope and faith and belief in love. I really don't want to step out of my comfort zone. And so some people right now are in mismatched relationships, and some of the people could be trying to control or manipulate people to make them keep indulging them in a relationship, and they could have love there, but I just don't want to step outside my comfort zone. I don't want to do things differently. And my comfort zone is to live more from my mind than my heart. And I am kind of maybe caught up in making my life more about these things of the world than looking at life from a higher perspective. And some people don't even believe in love, really. They think life is all about, don't you try to find someone who's just kind of more on the same page as you, that you get along with, so you look like you have this certain status or image in the world, you know? That's like shadowy Taurus energy. And I was like, what about love? What about being in relationships with people who really motivate and inspire us to grow to our full potential? And we encourage them to do that, and they encourage us to do that. And sometimes there's kind of more people caught up in the world want to be in a relationship with a loving, hopeful, believing person, but your dream is never really going to come into reality. But you should stay in this because it makes logical, practical sense, and we do have love for each other. It just won't maybe be a more authentic, deep, meaningful relationship. But it'll have all these things of the world, and we all can kind of be tempted in our worldly nature to do that. But some high vibe people that were in those type of relationships, and some of those people that are in it right now, you know, this kind of reminds me of like a birth canal. I really, you know, in high vibe fire sign energy and justice is to live your authentic life and shine your authentic light. And in Virgo energy, to put work and effort into your unique talent, skills, and interests, and to just live your truth instead of making your life more about the world or doing what makes logical, practical sense. I want to live my authentic life. Aquarius energy. I have a dream. I think there's more to life than just about indulging or me being indulged or making my life all about these things of the world. I want to live my authentic life. And those people that could be living their life a certain way are now connecting in. Pisces can be about connecting in with your emotions and your intuition instead of kind of letting your more worldly nature seduce you into continuing to repeat an old pattern. High vibe, shadowy energy and shadowy Capricorn is represented by the devil. It's our shadow nature. We can all like to stay in our comfort zone and be seduced by that. We can all be seduced by these things of the world, being more about ourselves, living more from our mind than our heart, not living our authentic life, not being open to love. We can still enjoy life. We can indulge in life. We just maybe really won't live our authentic life, be more authentic, be more open to love. But some people right now could be putting in high vibe Capricorn is where we put in the work and effort to free ourselves from those things that manipulate us and work through all those things that manipulate us, things from the past, ways that we grew up, other people in our life and how they view life, to see through the illusion, and that's high vibe Virgo energy, that it's supposed to be about love and me loving myself and me being balanced within myself between what I think is just and fair in my worldly nature, what I think is just and fair in my more creative, inspired, loving, intuitive nature. Because it's when we're in balance versus indulging poor behavior in ourselves or others and maintaining balance within ourselves that we move forward victoriously. Libra, represented by the scales of justice. And some people have communicated their truth to people, the people in their life that are willing to move forward with them in that energy are the people they're going to move forward with. And if there's people in their life that are turn their back to that dream, I just accept that we're not really on the same page right now. And life's all about kind of being willing to step into your own and be comfortable being more authentically yourself, getting out of the fear, the insecurity, or the groupthink, or all these ways that our fear can manipulate us, our lustful, greedy, prideful nature can manipulate us, our ego, other people in our life. Are we willing to stand up and speak our truth? And some people aren't. Or they've already moved on in relationships like that. And we just need to see the truth of that also. And our dream isn't codependent on certain people being in a relationship with us. It's being in relationships with people who are on the same page at the same time as us. And some people are ready to have this new beginning and are speaking their truth and maintaining balance within themselves. And some other people might still being manipulated by their more worldly nature in their philosophy of life. And so we'll all repeat an old pattern and we'll keep living our life a certain way until we're kind of maybe inspired to look at life differently, or to heal, or to grow, or ready to face our fears, or heal from past pain and heartbreak, or fears, or insecurities. Our mind was made to protect us, but, back in the day of cavemen, we had all these things to have to defend and protect ourselves about. Sometimes the only thing people are protecting themselves from now is being hurt in love. And some of them decide to live more from their mind and their heart. I don't really want to authentically emotionally invest in people. I just kind of want to indulge in relationships. So long as it's good for my status and my ego and my image, and those people are willing to work with me, I'm willing to work with them. But somewhere along the way, some of those people gave up on their dreams of being more bold and brave, to be open to giving and receiving love authentically. I'll just create the illusion of love, kind of more like a strategy to protect myself from getting hurt. And some high vibe people don't want to be in relationships with people who are like that anymore. And they're giving birth to something new. What's coming up for people who are harnessing some high vibe Libra energy that they might not see coming up? We have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Why? Because of the Knight of Swords. So the letter here is Gemini energy. The Knight of Swords is Gemini energy. My dualistic nature. I have learned these lessons in life. I know I could go indulge in some things in the world or in relationships or ways of living life that would probably make me happy. I could probably go find someone to indulge. I could probably go find someone to indulge me. We could probably look very victorious and successful in the world. But my more creative, inspired, intuitive nature with the Knight of Wands, which is about higher learning and education, is inspiring me to stand up for my truth. And my truth in high vibe King of Pentacles, which I view as Capricorn energy, I could make my life about the world and all these things, or about me, but I've just kind of seen the truth that I'm ready to move forward in life differently. And I am motivated and inspired to stand up for what I believe in. And then high vibe King of Pentacles is I did this work within myself to work through all of these different thoughts that I had about life and how I want to live life and what, you know, do I want to let all these things manipulate me, or do I want to free myself from those things that manipulate me to live my authentic life in truth and love and balance and justice and fairness and kind of get my divine inheritance? And the truth is, I've seen the truth. I did this inner work to get clear about what my truth is, and I am motivated and inspired to move forward, defending my truth to give birth to something new. I was living my life in a way, and I've kind of learned the lesson I was meant to learn from it. I'm ready to move forward in life differently. I don't view life the same way I did before. I could have been in codependent energy. I could have been caught up in the illusion of love. Maybe I used to let my heart run my life, and that tipped me out of balance. Other aspects of my life kind of went in the toilet. Maybe people took advantage of my loving nature. I need to get more balance within myself, appreciate what I bring to the table, love and appreciate myself, love myself, stand up for what I believe in and my dreams, and I'm no longer going to indulge people in the world that might harness these energies in a more worldly, shadowy way. I've realized that's not my truth. And I'm going to take action to invest in my truth, and I am going to go communicate to the people in the world who I think are more on the same page as me, that this is how I'm moving forward. Do you want to move forward with me in that way or not? If not, that's fine. If you're already in relationships with people like that, peace be with you. I'm not going to give up my dreams. And because of that, some of the people in your life are going to turn their back to you because you're not being tempted in your worldly nature to be in a relationship with them, caught up in an illusion about who they are or for these things of the world. So they're going to maybe go try to find someone else who might be more aligned with their worldly nature, tempted by their worldly nature emotionally, whether they're high vibe or low vibe people, just to try to indulge themselves in a relationship or have those things of the world that they want. And they might be more interested in looking like a shining star in the world or having people indulge them in a relationship. It's like, that's fine. Go live your life the way you want. I'm going to go give birth to something new. So what's coming up for the people who might harness a more worldly, shadowy Libra energy that they might not see coming up? Okay, we have the Tower, and then the Queen of Cups was sticking out sideways in the deck, wanting to be seen. And the reason these two cards came out is because of the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. High vibe energy, you're being truthful and honest and just and fair and acting with character and integrity, trying to motivate and inspire people with truth and love. And if they're in relationships with people in their life who kind of don't want to look at life from a higher perspective, can't keep life in perspective, might have these illusions about what it means to be in a relationship, and it could be being caught up in these things of the world or themselves. Eventually, there's going to be people in their life who were kind of caught up in the illusion, had hope and faith and belief that other people would move forward maybe in a more just and fair and balanced way, and eventually they see the truth. That the foundation that these people are building their life upon isn't love in the Queen of Cups. And I view the Queen of Cups as Scorpio energy. They can be loving people and, it's just that the Queen of Cups in shadow can be more like, I like repeating this certain pattern of life. This is how I like life. And it never moves into a more deep, meaningful relationship. because they're unwilling to let go in their Aquarius energy of kind of being defensive to deep, meaningful relationships. I'll be in a relationship with you. I can be loving and encouraging and supportive and be kind of just and fair. I just don't want, they have their view of life, their idea of the dream life, the dream relationship. And you see that their truth and their idea of the dream life and dream relationship isn't your idea of the dream life and dream relationship. And you're done kind of emotionally investing in them to be in a deep, meaningful, trying to be in a deep, meaningful relationship. You know, we can be friends, we can be acquaintances, but I've seen the truth and I'm going to become independent of you. Because what we're driven and motivated and inspired by and what we think is just and fair is different. And though I could have love for you, your dream is different than my dream. And your truth might be in your Virgo nature. You're more about the world. And in my Aquarius, Virgo, Libra energy, I'm more about learning lessons in life and healing and growing and maturing myself and looking at life from a higher perspective and not just making my life about those things. And I'm ready to give birth to something new, and you might not be, and that's okay. You can live your life the way you want. I was living my life like that previously. You know, we're all at whatever stage of life we're at in how we view life and how we view the world. But I am ready to move forward in life differently, being more independent, maybe from my more defensive nature or harsh or critical nature or looking for people to love me or being more codependent on the world. I've learned to love myself and believe in myself and believe in my dreams, to be more independent in the world, to shine my authentic light, to live my authentic life. And maybe you're not, and that's okay. But this isn't a foundation that aligns with my truth anymore. And out of love, I wish you peace, but I'm going to go find people who are more on the same page as me. And sometimes those people didn't see it coming because with Capricorn and Virgo energy here and the Pisces energy, like it looks like you have everything that you could want in the world to a degree. Like you should be happy. But I think part of the reason I would have kept staying in that job, friendship, or relationship might be more because of my fear of being more independent or believing in myself, maybe because of the stability and the security, and it looks like everything I could want, but I might not feel like it's based on love or that it's ever going to become the deep, meaningful type relationships that I want to be in. And it could be more about indulging, and it feels maybe more superficial and shallow to me. And that's not, I'm not willing to stay in a job, a friendship, or relationship just for the ego or the image or the money or because of how it looks. That's me kind of settling for the illusion, and I want the real deal. And I want to be in relationships with people with me who are authentic and loving and encouraging and supportive, who want to try to grow to their full potential and encourage me to grow to my full potential. And you could have felt like some people could have enjoyed being in a relationship with you and you kind of enjoyed being in a relationship with them, but you could have felt like they were trying to make you stay in the box instead of living your authentic life, because that is stepping outside of societal norms and we don't do that. And in order to be in a relationship with me, you need to stay in the box. Let go of your dreams. Do not love your authentic self and live your authentic life. We have to conform to the world. That's what's just and fair. I was like, I can't. If you want to live your life in the box, you live your life. If that's what you want to make your life about, you do that. And some of those people can always be shocked because they think they would be willing, that's how they live their life, and they would maybe be willing to stay in relationships with people for those things or just to stay in a relationship. And it's like, I'm not willing to just stay in a relationship, maybe just to be in a relationship or because of the status or the ego or the image. I love myself and believe in my dreams, and I'm going to go manifest them. I'm a creative, inspired, intuitive, emotionally mature, loving, nurturing person who is stable and secure within myself. And I think as you move forward in that way, there's going to be more immature people that would want to maybe be in a relationship with you. And you might communicate with them and might be attracted to them and might be tempted by them. But unless they've learned some of the same lessons as you have, you're going to keep moving forward. And there could be people that try to stop you because they want to be in a relationship with you. You could look like a shining star. You could be very loving and nurturing, but it's like, I can't do this illusion. I can't do this old type of way of viewing life or relationships. If you don't have hope and faith and belief and love and you just want to indulge in a relationship with me because it works for you, it doesn't work for me. I need people who are willing to step outside their comfort zone. And there are some people right now that are, just like you did, are doing this work to get out of this more worldly view of life that stops them from really loving and believing in themselves. And they're getting out of imbalanced ways of thinking, mismatched relationships, to become more independent from their more shadowy nature, people in their life that they've been hanging out with that kind of live their life like that. And then those people are going to be some of the people you meet in the world who are on the same page as you. And those are the people you're going to move forward with. And I think what the shadowy people don't realize, I think life is about learning lessons and realizing that love is what makes it all worthwhile. But some people think, no, I could get hurt doing love. So I'm going to do this instead. And I'm going to make my life about indulging in these things to make me happy, or get in relationships where I maybe try to control people or something. And I think they're going to have a harder and harder time doing it because when everybody was younger, people might not have loved and believed in themselves as much. But they have learned lessons in life, and they don't like to be in relationships with people who are trying to confuse them about the truth, manipulate them, tempt them more in these things of the world. They've already been in relationships with people who are like that. And some of these people are going to find a harder and harder time trying to find someone who is kind of willing to indulge them in their more worldly or egoic or defensive way of being. And then they might end up being mad that other people love and believe in themselves and aren't willing to repeat that old pattern that they want to repeat. It's like, well, people have changed, people have grown, people have healed. You know, people don't want to be in a relationship where it's more about indulging someone or being in a relationship for these reasons. And because these people view life that way, because, you know, we can all have any illusion we want to about what it means to be in a relationship. And some people can have these weird ideas of what it means to be in a relationship. That's their truth. That's how they want to do life. And they might not like being in relationships with people who love themselves but are also independent. I want to be in a relationship with you because you're a loving person, but I don't want you to be more independent. And it's supposed to be that two people are supposed to be independent. They come together in a relationship, and it's that center area where we work together cooperatively, but I'm my own individual. And some people don't like that. No, you're supposed to make your life all about me. I make my life about me. I am the center focus of my attention. I'm more about me and my wants and my needs and my lust and my greed and my pride and my ego. Shadowy Aquarius, I'm like the center of my universe, and you're supposed to make me the center of your universe. You are not supposed to have like your own dreams. You are not supposed to live your life independent, have your own things. You're supposed to make your life about me because I make my life about me. And yeah, some of those people could have a hard time finding some people who want to stay in a relationship with them. But some of the people who do could be other people who don't want to be in deep, meaningful relationships or haven't learned to love themselves, who do also think this makes logical, practical sense because I don't want to be single. You look like a shining star in some way in the world. I'm single. You're single. Let's get in a relationship. Maybe just because we're more in codependent energy, or we like to indulge in the same things of the world, or we're more about the ego and the image. We don't want to see through, we don't want to see the truth of maybe our more immature defensive nature. We still want to indulge in that, and we're on the same page. And that would be a just and fair relationship. For them to be in a relationship with someone who's on the same page, but to try to get people who do look at life differently, who are not manipulated by those things, so they're more open to giving and receiving love, and trying to get those people kind of like trapped in a relationship with you, creating the illusion that you're willing to grow and heal and mature yourself and do a more deep, meaningful relationship when they know they're not. That's an injustice. And the Tower is like a universe card. The Tower will keep trying to show people this is not the safe, stable foundation. This person isn't operating from a foundation of love and treating other people the way they like to be treated. They are more about themselves or these things in the world. That's what drives them, motivates them. You should get out. And the people who listen to their intuition, get out. And the people who don't, keep defending it, because it's still working for them in some way. And until they're ready to get out, they won't get out. But it might keep getting worse and worse and worse, because if people really are kind of more about themselves, like to manipulate people, like to control people, like to confuse people about the truth, their behavior kind of just gets worse and worse over time. If people aren't motivated by love and to see the truth, I just think it's like an addiction. It gets worse and worse over time. And then some people, shadowy energy can be trying to manipulate people, wanting them to stay in a relationship with them because it works, it's good for their ego or their image. And then they can try to tear down the people that they're in a relationship with. I don't like you loving and believing in yourself. I don't like you being more independent. I don't like you believing in your dreams. And then they're trying to tear those people down, because shadowy energy can be competitive energy. I don't like you shining your light. I don't like you being more confident or whatever, It kind of gets me in competitive energy towards you. And I try to tear you down so you don't love and believe in yourself. And then we can both keep living our life because we're both defensive to loving and believing in ourselves. Get on the same page as me. And some people aren't willing to keep letting people tear them down. So there you go, Libra energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.